Hello, this is Lorenzo from EventSmart, and in this video I'll show you how to set up a walkathon in EventSmart. If you're planning a walkathon as a fundraiser, then this video is for you. So we can begin by entering in a title. So let's say something like Community Walkathon. And next what I will do is add in some details so we can take a look at those together. So this walkathon is to benefit a local nonprofit. There is a registration fee along with optional donations. And it will take place on August 31st from 8 a.m. till 12 p.m. And again, here are the registration options. So we have one for $10, and then we have various donation options. So those are the details. Let's continue by creating the date. So we know that it is on August 31st, so I'll click on the date time selector and then move towards August. So we'll select the 31st, 8 a.m. is already set, so we can go ahead and click on done. And then we need to select the end time. So we'll click again and then use the slider and move it back until 12 and then click on done. Now what I want to do is duplicate this, so I'll actually click on this icon here and duplicate once. And then what I'll do is I'll call the first date time walkathon, and I'll call the second one donations. And the reason why we're creating it this way is you'll be able to see who has registered for the walkathon, and you'll also be able to see who has donated for this walkathon. A way to think of that is there may be people that want to contribute, but they can't make it to the event. So by setting up donations, they'll be able to also contribute, as well as people that want to attend and want to chip in a little bit more. So in that way, it's kind of a win-win for you. All right. So now let's scroll down and create the registration option. So we'll copy this, and then we can rename this existing option here. And now let's adjust the sell until date. So that's the date that EventSmart will close out registrations. So this is August 31st. So let's close this the day before and click on done. And for the price, we'll set that to 10, and then we'll actually clear the quantity because we don't have any limits for this particular event. And now let's go ahead and create those donation options. So what I'll do is click on this duplicate icon 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And the reason why I do this is that it lets us reuse some of the related information. So for example, the sell until date and the start date are exactly the same. So in doing it this way, you actually save a little bit of time as opposed to starting from scratch. Okay. So donate 20, now we can go ahead and update the pricing for each of those donation options. All right. Okay, so now we have the date set up, and we also have the registration options along with the donation options. The next thing that we need to do is actually adjust the access. So to do that, I'm actually going to hover over this gear icon and click on it. And when we do that, you can see that it tells you what options this date time, again, that's when an event takes place, is assigned to. So this walkathon should be assigned to just the walkathon itself. So we're actually going to disconnect the donation options by clicking on them. Then I'll click on that gear icon one more time, and then let's do the equivalent for the donations. So for the donations, we'll leave those and disconnect the walkathon. And again, remember, when you set it up this way, you'll be able to see a separate list of who has contributed to donations and who has attended the walkathon. All right. So we've set up the dates and the registration and donation options. That looks good. So I'll actually scroll up and then click on this button here that says Save Draft. All right. So the walkathon was just created. So let's take a look at this link and check it out on the front end. So here's our walkathon. So let's scroll down and take a look. All right, so again, this is a walkathon to raise money for a local charity. So we have our registration fee, and individual donation options. So let's say that I was attending this walkathon and I also wanted to contribute 50 bucks, right? So I would actually select a quantity of 1 for my registration for the walkathon, and then I could select a donation option for 50, right? Let's say that I actually wanted to contribute to the event, but unfortunately I have existing plans, which means I can't make it. So in that way, what I can do is just select a donation option, and then of course, click on Register Now. So that is an overview of how you can set up your own walkathon using EventSmart. I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you for looking.